Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 9th of March, 2022. I'm Jeannie. I'm so glad you've decided to come along for the ride on this hump day. This past week has been a week filled with all kinds of news. I got a rather distressing telephone call a couple of days ago from a friend whose mom died quite suddenly and very unexpectedly. And it was rattling, to say the least, to get this news. And it was very distressing to hear the weeping on the other end of the line. And I tried to offer comfort the best way I could. But of course, this is something that's going to take time and he's going to have to work through. Now, later in the same day, I got another telephone call, and that was from somebody to let me know that they had just gotten some very, very horrible medical news about a close relative of theirs. And this was something also that was quite rattling and distressing and upsetting to hear this. But in between those two phone calls on the very same day, I had an hour-long phone call with another old friend, dear acquaintance, and that telephone call was filled with lots of good news, lots of good reports, lots of great things that had been going on in her life. And she just was so pleased to tell me how things were working out for her with certain things with her work and with her family and all kinds of things. And it was so great to hear those good news reports in between, sandwiched in between two very distressing and upsetting and sad phone calls. So this gets me thinking about the fact that there's going to be all kinds of good news and bad news that happens every day in our lives. We can't go around saying, oh, all I hear these days is bad news. We don't like hearing, especially in tough times when we're going through things in the news like the invasion of the Ukraine and the price of gasoline and groceries shooting through the ceiling and all these kinds of things. And COVID is still looming. We're still hearing stories about people getting COVID and dying from COVID. This is not an easy time to be alive. So through this, we can easily find ourselves saying there's nothing but bad news going on in this world. Well, although it's true that there may be bad news going on, there's also lots of good news. Now, if you think about it, if you catch yourself saying everything is bad, there's nothing good going on, stop. Count your blessings. Think about good news. It's interesting because I had a good telephone call with my sister yesterday. And when I was talking to her, I was telling her about the different things that had gone on throughout the week in my life. And I said to her, listen, before we hang up, I said, give me some good news. Give me some alerts about your grandchildren, any wonderful little stories you could tell me. And of course, she had some to share, some very sweet little tidbits to share about her grandchildren. Every time they do something cute and adorable, she makes sure to inform me of that so that it could give me a lift to my day. So although I had relayed some of this distressing and bad news to her, I was also able to end the phone call with my sister on a good note to hear all of the great things that are going on with these little ones. And it was a delight to hear good news, even if it was just the simplest little thing. It was so wonderful. So listen, guys, listen, boys and girls, listen carefully to what I have to say. It's not all bad news. There's good news, and yes, there is bad news, but there is good stuff going on out there. So think on those things, okay? That's important. Now listen, go out and be a blessing to somebody today. You may end up being the only one who is. Encourage others out there that there are good things going on. It's not all bad, okay? And encourage. Please do that. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, all right? It's Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit the subscribe button, that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Make a comment if you like. I really appreciate it. You will be notified every time another Take Two is premiering. And of course, please don't forget to tune in on Saturdays at ultimateoldiesradio.com at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, AM and PM for Through the Eyes of a New York Woman, my weekly program. Now, if you miss it or if you just want to hear it again, you could go to oldies700.com on Sundays, oldies700.com at 4 Central, 5 Eastern, AM and PM, and you can hear my program there. And then also immediately following that on Oldie 700, you can hear On the Road with Chef Michael. Well, I love you all very much, okay? And that's some good news. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.